Good morning, chat. Good morning, guys. Hope we are well. Hope everyone is doing well. Some crazy moves overnight, and we need to talk about it, right? We need to discuss what we're gonna do, what to do after heavy moves, more importantly, because it's pretty important to understand why this move happened, and basically what do you do after a heavy move like this. So, gonna cover that. Gonna cover the opportunities for today on gold and GJ as always. And yeah, with that being said, let's get straight to it. Check the news. No news today for our session. We had some, JPY news, but that's basically done now. USD news we have a bit later on, which could impact, but this will just bring volume into the market. I think we've seen a lot of movement on gold, and if anything, this is just going to bring volume into the market. So there's a lot of important things we need to cover here, especially on pound and what's basically happened. So yesterday was a budget release. And essentially, what they said is that listen, we're not technically UK is not going into a recession. So they sounded very positive, but that doesn't mean with a flick of a switch everything is solved now in the UK and everything is okay. So it doesn't mean that essentially. And but what they are saying is, look, we're going to support the economy more. We're going to help you guys out more. We're going to do more for energy prices. We're going to invest more money into businesses. So a lot of positivity they gave into the market, right? They basically said, look, the pound, we're going to help it. But they're kind of indicating that, okay, we don't need to increase interest rates as hard. And that's why we saw the sell-off. The reason why we saw the sell-off yesterday is pretty simple. First of all, if you guys remember in the stream, write in chat if you do remember, I said this 164 is target yesterday. Go watch yesterday's stream. You will see 164 is target, strong target. And I told you and I showed you guys on stream, if you guys remember in chat, I said watch 164. It's not a level you want to mess with. What happens at 164? We get big boy dump from 164 and we get this huge move down here, right? And the reason why we get this huge move down, as I sent the buys that I took to 164 yesterday, right? We were looking at buys as it broke this high for a second time, so we can discuss that trade quickly. Essentially, we broke the high quickly on the first time. I was not satisfied, but some volume was coming into the market after seeing a 5-minute close, above basically the support here. 5-minute close back in the range on top of a 15-minute close. A 15-minute breaking the high gives me the opportunity to test this high here and potentially continue, which we did. And 164 was the target. It pushed a bit above 164, but you have to target what you can see, right? So essentially what happened here is then we see this huge sell-off. The reason why we see the sell-off is that there's a lot of people selling the pound, right? So they're selling the pound ahead of the news, so they don't want to be in the pound, and we basically see profit taking and the market sells off pretty heavily. If you wanted to get into this move, you could have taken it at the break of this low here, but after that, trying to sell lows is very, very risky because we don't know when this is going to stop. And if you measure these pullbacks, they're not fun, right? That's a 33 pip pullback worth of drawdown. If you entered somewhere here, that's 62 pip pullbacks, right? This pullback here is a 122 pip pullback, guys. So understand that it's some massive pullbacks going on, and you want to definitely be careful. Even the pullback from here is 214 pip pullback, so it's no joke. We are trading in big ranges, but that also gives us opportunity. So looking at the 4-hour, we closed below this 4-hour support here. We are trying to hold above it, right? So we see this inconsistency. I'm going to still keep this on the chart just for my higher time frame analysis. I know on the lower time frame it's kind of a useless line. It's in between nowhere. It's a little bit annoying actually because it basically marks up nothing. But I want to highlight that we're kind of holding support. We haven't closed below this previous support here, so we need to keep an idea of that. There's no sells for me until we break this low here, right? So daily candle is obviously closing bearish, the daily candle here, engulfing all of this, but again, still in this support, right? We're still in this support until, we could possibly get a wick fill today, but we're still in this support. 4 hours still respecting this zone here until we break these lows here at maybe 160, 110 or 160 flat. I don't see continual downside here, right? I don't see price pushing down heavy. And now we have to understand, okay, what happened yesterday? So we had all of this negative news, not negative, positive news, but it was taken negatively in the market due to profit taken, and also it was taken into the market due to basically them not needing to increase interest rates so hard on the pound. And if you don't have to increase interest rates so hard on the pound, what do you think happens? Well, essentially what happens is that there's less profit for the pound, so they're going to be a little bit more relaxed in that terms. All right, so yeah, this is a huge base zone here, this 0.900. I'll show you how this looks on the daily, and you can see how this has been a macro support where we're at right now, right? So this has been the same as that 164 rejection. We pull back to this huge support back here, right? And had some lines on the chart here. I'll remove everything, but you can see how this zone here was very crucial. And yesterday I was showing you about the 164, right? How we reject. So now we pull back to the next zone. So selling into this zone is going to be very, very risky, and a lot of people are going to be very excited to take sells. But what you have to realize here is that it's not exactly the best idea to try to sell this until we have better confirmation. So the confirmation I want to see, obviously, is I want to see us get below these lows here, probably below 160 here, hold some sort of resistance, right? So I want us to see us break down, hold resistance below here, and then I can continue sells down into this zone here, into this support, and I should have potentially 37, 38 to 50 pip range here, so enough to trade. If I'm gonna look for buys, it's not buys until we probably start getting above 161. If we do get above 161 and close above there, this could retrace this whole move here. And I want you guys to listen to this. We could retrace this whole move, and we could set up nicely for huge potential upside after this, right? So it's definitely something to consider here, and it could be quite interesting getting above this 161 here, right? So let me clean up my lines. There's been a lot of lines. Yeah, pulling back into this range could be a good idea. As for today, for sells, I laid out the selling plan. Let's just see what price does, and we can start to make more ideas. For now, we're just ranging. I would say in this zone here, right, from here to here, see if I can draw a box, right? This type of zone is a no trade range in here, right? You don't want to be trading in this kind of zone here. This is where it's going to be super risky to trade. I don't know why my box looks so bad, but yeah, risky area to trade. You don't really want to trade there. Let's go have a look at gold, because today gold has quite a lot of opportunity. If we look at the daily candle close here, we close back into this support. So see where my 4-hour resistance, we closed above there, back into this range. If gold wants to flip, we could potentially fill this wick from yesterday, right? 4-hour as well, closing above this. Now we're respecting this zone here, right? So if we can get this 4-hour candle to close bullish here, for New York, this is going to set up really nicely for buys to retest the highs. For London session, we are rejecting this. I think you could counter trend sell this if you start to get potentially, yeah, it's a bit tough. I won't really, you could look to counter trend sell this right now, but it's very, very risky, right? Because we have a 1-hour bullish close here, and yeah, I won't be doing that just yet. But if we start getting below 1910, there's a possibility to potentially, if we create resistance below, and remember, when selling lows, you always want to create resistance below, right? You always want to create resistance below when selling lows. It gives you more confirmation, and this resistance can come as a top wick, or it can be on a lower time frame, right? So it depends. But for now, possibly wait for supports to retest this high, right? And that's pretty much it. Pretty simple, pretty clean, easy analysis. Let me know if you guys like that analysis on pound yen. We can talk more about higher time frame if you guys want. And if you did like that, I appreciate you guys dropping a like on the stream. Really does help early in the morning here. Yesterday was a bloodbath. It was morning. Thoughts on selling Euro USD? Yeah, let's have a look at Euro USD for you here. So the daily candle obviously closing bearish, but you see, guys, market positioning is very important. We're not closing below any support. So even though we close bearish, if we closed bearish up here, then we can talk about reaching this point here, but it's already reached the target, right? So all we did is, like, imagine this was a 30-minute time frame. Would you be selling? You would be waiting for closes below here on a 30-minute time frame to take sells. So just because it's a daily, doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't mean it changes anything. It kind of works the same, right? As for 4 hour, your 4 hour bias is actually bullish here, right? So we have a lot of supports here. So potentially, until you see a 4 hour resistance, there's no sells, right? There's no sells until you see 4 hour resistance. Same on 1 hour, right? At least, even if in the session, you probably need the 1 hour breaking below 1.057. That's when it will basically flip the daily as well. That's what this yellow line is. And you'll probably get the sells there. If not, you're looking for supports to potentially buy this. Welcome, Crest. Welcome. Hey, bro. Great stream. Just came to drop a like. Keep it up. Thanks, man. I hope you can stick around longer. Would appreciate if you want to. It's up to you. I'm comfortable with GJ sells. Yeah, you can be comfortable, but I wouldn't recommend selling in this area here. This area here is a no-go to sell. Selling into this, right? I have here, this says 0.900 major support zone. It's also a Q2 base, right? From last year. I showed that in the beginning of the stream. It's a very risky zone to trade, and a lot of traders are going to miss out on this, right? If we get some big FU candle push through here, you know, we couldn't have entered anyways. But people need to realize that this is an important zone. Just like yesterday, imagine yesterday how many people, right? I told you 164 is a level that we have to be watching a lot yesterday. And who was watching the stream yesterday can agree with me and heard that, right? 164 is the target for the day. And we can even go see my stream yesterday, right? So we can even pull up my stream here. And I write it in the plan for this reason, for me as well to go back and see if my plan was correct, and for you guys also to benefit of it, right? So if we skip somewhere in the stream here, and we have a look at basically what's going on, if it loads. Yeah, look at this plan, right? The plan says here, target 164. You can see target 164, and this is when we were trading at 163,700. The target was 164, right? And the reason for that is that that's basically where my target was for today. We had an LTA to the left, and we know what 164 is. It's a very strong level, and we see the reaction. So the same thing happens today. The target today is this 160, right? Why is it 160? Because that's our major support zone. We need to be very careful. We either need to create resistance below it, or we need to trade to it. But trading in the low end of it is going to be risky, right? Can you take a look at GU? Yeah, we can look at GU. So GU on the daily time frame here, a closed bearish. So if we do break this daily low, you can start seeing GU possibly start breaking down here. But if we do create a support here, this might be a pullback to continue, because we have got the daily closing above this zone here, right? From the 4 hour at the moment, 4 hours not doing too much. If we start breaking the 4 hour lows, there might be continuation down. But if you look at the 1 hour structure, it's quite bullish here. So if you do get a close above, let's have a look at the lower time frames. Yeah, it's a bit messy here on GU. GU is tough. GU is very messy. This is a lot of range here on GU. Even to sell GU is quite difficult here. You'd probably have to try take an impulsive sell from the top of the range or below 1.206, but you need more information on GU, because for London session, we're more bullish than bearish because we have 4 hour candles closing bullish. So potentially looking for supports above this zone, but you know, it's really messy. Look at this. This is too messy. Even GJ is messy, but we will see what happens, right? The main thing is we have opportunity today in, you know, and understanding our higher time frame opportunity from this zone, right? So we're planning now. We're planning to be able to take trades later. Like, this is the work that most traders are not willing to do, is to take the time now and plan. Everyone just wants a trade. Everyone wants to find a trade real quick, and they end up failing, right? But this is the work you have to put in as a trader, planning, even if it doesn't mean we get a trade in the next 5 minutes, like everyone is waiting for. I know everyone wants a trade in the next 5 minutes, but this is what pays you, right? This type of in-depth planning is what will pay you long term. But people are too impatient, right? People are too impatient. They want to trade right now, or they're not interested. It's okay, they can keep doing that, but they're not going to remain long in this game, and they're going to fail. They're going to fail very, very quick. Now we want US 30. Well, you have to pay me for US 30. Come on, man. No, I'm joking. I'll have a look. US 30 rebounded the move down. Daily is bearish. Rejecting this place. Where are we on the weekly? Yeah, US 30 might set up for sells in New York if this 4 hour can close bearish. If this 4 hour close bearish, you might see US 30 start to potentially break down. But if we break the previous 4 hour high, you might find us retest 32,081 before that, right? Yeah, breaking above these highs here, you might see some more upside. Yeah, the ranges are massive, guys. Like, from here to get to our buying zone is 107 pips, right? Just do some measuring. Measure how big these 5-minute candles are, right? 23 pip 5-minute candle. 21 pip 5-minute candle. You know, we weren't getting that last month. What would you be doing right now if trading didn't exist? That's an interesting question, man. I really couldn't say. Probably something to do with sport, to be honest. It's a hard question, man. So yeah, let me write up a plan. I think you guys like when I write up a plan. Okay, how am I gonna write? This is tough. Selling into 160. Very risky, right? Very risky. Very, very risky. This is good for to remember. I can't say Crest. You'll have to imagine what type of sport I'll be doing. OnlyFans management, huh? Yeah, probably a motorsport, man. But, you know, as a living, I don't think that pay me enough. I don't know. Maybe something to do with food and beverage and hospitality or something. I don't know. It's tough. Need resistance below it. For buys today, is there a possibility that I want to try early buys? Do I want to try? It's too early, I think. It's too early. I'm just trying to think here, guys. It's a tough spot, this, you know. It's a tough spot to populate a real clear plan. And this is why it's important to write a plan, because when you end up in these tough spots, you can really analyze, okay, where is it worth my time to trade, right, in this situation? Where is it worth my time? If we're going to continue today, we're going to continue below the 4-hour low. The 4-hour low is here, and that's what's going to give us the move down, right? But this 160 is a very strong level, so we need resistance below it. Yeah, I think that's the only plan I have for now. Or need more info on chart to... I'll just put it or sell to 160, but need more info. Right? Buys is a bit too early. I don't see it. Until I see some maybe getting back above 161, maybe that's an option for buys. Right? Or I see London give us some nice direction. Maybe I have an option for buys. have a look at Bitcoin quickly. Let's see what happened with Bitcoin here. So daily rejected the top of the range. What I said, candle didn't close above. Where until a candle closes above, there's no continuation. Simple price action. Nothing special, nothing complicated. 4 hour is trying to hold this support. Bit wicky this area, quite tough. Yeah, this 1 hour candle looks nice actually, this close here. Might get some upside here on Bitcoin. Yeah, that's a nice close. That's a nice close. I think if this 15-minute doesn't flip and respects this low, you could probably retest. Yeah, if you close above this 5-minute support, you could probably retest. Maybe back into these highs here. Yeah, that's a possibility. Oh. You just have to watch this 30-minute resistance. Maybe wait for the close above this 30-minute resistance. You can fill this wick. Thoughts on collapsing banks? I hear people saying that this will give crypto a big push, but crypto is a high-risk asset, so I'm not sure if many people run into crypto at these times of uncertainty. I like this question. What's very interesting is you see the big banks. There's big banks that are actually like JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley. I think Morgan Stanley is the bank. Correct me if I'm wrong. These banks are actually saying that they expect the Fed to not hike interest rates as aggressive, which I don't think is true. We saw inflation was still a problem. I think we will still see at least minimum 0.25 increase in interest rates. And they're just saying that to calm people down. And I think, you know, this banks that we're seeing basically collapse essentially is what's driving gold at the moment, of course. And it will also drive crypto because crypto, you know, gold is kept in banks. If one of these banks gets shut down and they hold your reserves to gold, you're in trouble, right? So I think people need to understand that as well. Like, it's very hard to hold physical gold. So there will be a part of the population that is going to move their money into crypto, and it will help crypto, right? Because you know, they'll feel like they have more control over their money, which is why crypto was created, right? And this could be the catalyst of the next bull run. You know, we can't predict. The last catalyst was a black swan event, and we saw crazy things with zero interest rates and money being printed like no tomorrow. Drove the bull run with hype. The previous one was just pure hype, right? This one could be due to banks collapsing, right? So it's very interesting to see how that changes as time goes on. And yeah, I think the low is potentially in for Bitcoin here, you know, but I want to see one more retest of the major low, right? I want to see it retest 17 here, 17. That would give me more confidence. Something like this, right? We have a run up, we retest first, and then we get the push up. Right, you see, we're trying to push up here. It's a counter trend buy option here. But you don't know when this is going to stop. I expect this to maybe even reject this resistance here, 165.30. Gold is a safer bet. Yeah, I think that's why people are putting in gold. You're doing a great job, man. I appreciate your support. Always appreciate that. Cheers. Selling after 159.392. No, you're selling the absolute lows of the day. This is not an area where you want to sell. This is where you want to sell to. It's a mistake I commonly see, and a lot of people try sell below the lowest point of the day, but this is where it's riskier, because if price is going to get from here to here, you know, you have to believe that best part of the move is done. Right now you're just hoping that it continues even more, so you would need a close below and to see structure. That structure, wherever that structure comes, could come here, could come here, wherever it comes, but you need the confirmation of, okay, there is structure, not just red candles closing, red candles closing, red candles closing. right? Because then you're just trying to sell lows. But the idea makes sense. The idea you had of where to take sells makes sense. I agree with it. You know, it would be below the 4-hour low here as well. Clean area to the left. 1 hour would close below. Like, I like the idea. The idea makes sense, but it's just, if we were trading here, let's say we were trading here and you said sells below here, I'd say, yeah, that's great, because it only has to move from here to here, then you can take sells. But to move from here all the way to here, you know, you have to question, have I missed most of the move, right? There's time zones because in the UK, the time zone will shift on the 26th of March. So this stream will be an hour earlier. Do you guys have daylight savings in your countries? Because here, I just have to wake up an hour earlier. So I wonder if you guys will show up to the stream if it's an hour earlier. Because I still would like to stream. And I'll actually be streaming 30 minutes before London. So we'll probably get more trades. You know? So let me know in the chat if the times change for you, or are you guys gonna show up to the stream? Because I'd appreciate, you know, good to see you guys if you guys could show up. You'll be there, you're in Dubai too. Nice one, man. If you join the Discord group, there's actually people who want to plan a Dubai meetup. They all want to meet up, so if you join the Telegram, I can add you to that. Changes for me, I'll show up. Yeah, I think all the Europeans will be okay. They'll show up. Just some people, you know. Oi, Agi is here. Come on, man. Where you been? It's gonna message you. Disappeared. He's gonna message you. Thought you were busy. Hope you're well, man. Gonna show up daily. My exams are gonna end in 3 to 4 days, then back to day trading. Let's go. You realize after school, if you're in university, life becomes one big exam. You're always trying to solve problems that you're being given, right? And the only difference is that you can't study for those problems because they just show up. So you have to find solutions. It's very interesting. And, you know, you're always looking for ways to get better, right? Sorry to hear that, man. Welcome back, welcome back. Yes, plan is written up here. Sorry about that. That's the plan. Simple plan. It was quite tough. It's quite tough to build after such a heavy move. You know, we can't be expecting the same move today. You know, we have to kind of just understand what's happened in the market. Let some volume come in. Yeah, JP Morgan, slower loan growth. Estimates slower loan growth by mid-sized banks could deduct half of a full percentage point of the level of the. This is big news here, right? They're expecting GDP to be really bad. It's not good. Saudi National Bank, that's around where I live. Plug holes, Credit Suisse. Oh yeah, Credit Suisse was about to go erupt. So all things coming out in the market. You're in high school right now, don't want to go into a university, got to do something before I end high school. Yeah, I mean, depends on what your goals are. There's no harm in university, but you can always go back to university. If you're going to specialize in something, you'll need to go to university to learn about it, like becoming a doctor or something like that. But no, if you create something before university, it's definitely fine. But that's if your parents allow you, right? A lot of parents are going to be stricter and they'll force you to go to university. But there's no reason why you can't work in university as well. Focus on your own thing. I mean, if you read a lot of entrepreneur stories, top businessmen, most of them go to university and are still working on their projects. And then their projects go good and they're like, listen, I don't need to stay here. I'm out. Peace. And they leave. How have your friends and family reacted when you started trading, as a lot of people have the wrong image of trading? Yeah, family was okay with it. They trust me. Friends, to be honest, I let go of a lot of friends because I don't have time for them. They're still not on the same path as me. They're still, going out and, doing their own thing, or most of them went to university and they leave the country. Dubai is a very transient place. A lot of people here come and go, and you find that a lot of people who you grow up with, they normally leave and go to university in another country, whether it be America, Europe, and they leave for university. But a lot of them never understand my goal, and to work hard on something takes a lot of time and discipline, and I like to be disciplined and have a schedule. I don't like to be up late at night. I like to go to sleep the same time, wake up the same time, have no distractions, and get into this kind of routine of cycle, right? Because when you're in this cycle, you just don't stop, right? You just don't stop, you don't stop. And, I'm not wasting time. So to be honest, I dropped a lot of friends. Most of my friends, to be honest. Kept my circle very small. And then I tried to network. And then you find, this is a whole story. Hopefully, can find someone to make a podcast, because I think a lot of people can benefit off this type of conversation. Because as someone who's a bit younger but has passion for something, a lot of people in this country and around the world in bigger positions, entrepreneurs and stuff like that, entrepreneurs, they don't want to speak to you if you're young, right? They think this guy's nothing, he's nobody, don't speak to me unless you're making me $1 million. And the harsh reality that sucks as someone trying to network and trying to, basically work themselves up and meet new people and meet people older than them. Because for me personally, I get along with people who are older than me because I prefer more maturity, and my talks is not about going out, what are we doing, who are we chatting up tonight. My talks is more, okay, how can we improve here? What are you doing? I take interest, right? And yeah, it becomes very, very tough when you're like that by yourself, right? And you're not introduced to that. No one wants to talk to you unless you're making them $1 million, right? It's a big country worth of self-image. You have to have a big self-image. If you're somebody here, everyone wants to be your friend, right? So that's what I also started seeing as I'm starting to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. When I start to grow, people start to come back and they're asking me questions. Hey man, I like what you're doing. Could you teach me, please? And I simply reply them the same question I reply to everyone else. Not question, same answer. I tell them, yeah man, for sure. I made a 2023 Forex course. You can start there. It's free on YouTube. Now my parents don't mind and I want to start business and day trade entrepreneurship as a day trader. What I want to be, uni is just going to get me a job. Exactly. If that's your goal, then there's no reason you can't go for that. I'd recommend have a lot of plans. Have a business except for day trading as well. It will help your day trading drastically, because if you have money coming in from somewhere, you can risk a lot of money in the markets and you don't have too much stress in the markets. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. I feel you, man. I'm 31 but look like 18. I have a big problem in meeting people. They think I'm a young kid, especially in Dubai. That's exactly it. You see, this is why. And there's living proof. I have the same thing. And especially imagine when you're an entrepreneur, you're someone who has your own business. So that's why you need to have this kind of, need to have a good backing, right? You need to have a reputation here, and the reputation pays you off long term. But once you start getting into different circles, you just have to keep pushing. You know, people will soon respect you. And at the end of the day, you quickly realize that it's you versus you. No one's going to help you. No one's going to make things better. No one's going to want to see you succeed. It's a very selfish world. And if it's a very selfish world, then you have to be a little bit selfish as well. But have balance in your life, right? Want to help other people, but also, you know, help yourself at the same time. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to get talking. Once you can talk to them and you can, you know, instill your idea, they will open up, right? It's easy to open people up. And have a conversation starter, right? Maybe wear a nice jacket. You know, soon when you get a little bit better, can probably put on a nice timepiece or something. Have some nice shoes, maybe a nice tie. You know, if you're wearing like a nice tailored cut jacket, someone's going to come up to you and say, hey man, I like your jacket. You know, or when you come and approach them, they're going to look and they're, oh wow, you know, this guy has a very beautiful jacket here. He's dressed nicely, right? Always dress for opportunity. It's very important. After yesterday, it seems everyone's kind of given up on the markets. I think a lot of people lost money yesterday because look at the views on the stream. Yesterday we had around 70 people at one point. We had 70 people and we were averaging around 65 to 69 people. Today we have 30. So it looks like everyone's lost money, right? They're trying to probably buy above 164 and they're still holding their longs. And we can actually see this. This is super funny. What is it called? Position something. Wait. Let me think about it and then I want to show you this. What is it called? My FX book, yes. This is super funny. Forex sentiment. You guys are gonna love this. This is so good. We can look from where people are long from and where they're. So let's go have a look at GJ, right? So let's see what people are doing on GJ here, right? Are they in profit or in drawdown? Yeah, no problem. We don't care. Where's GJ? If I pass GJ, let me know in the chat, but I don't see it. We'll have a look at gold as well. Gbpjpy, there it is. So, most people are long on Gbpjpy. We have 63% of people are long on Gbpjpy here. And their average long position is 162. Man, what are you doing, man? They're long from 162. Alright? So they longed here. They thought this support would hold, and everyone longed here at 162. And now they're in deep shit. And their average short price is from 157. So they're selling well below the lows, right? They've been holding shorts for God knows how long, man. So I really don't know what they're doing here, right? Average short price. Right, most of them are long here on GJ. Right, and most of them are holding minus 300 pip drawdown. Let's have a look at gold. Let's see if normally people in gold are actually doing not too bad. So actually everyone's doing absolutely rubbish here. So look how many lots is being traded. 2,200 lots on gold. And 73% of people are short on gold. From 1843, they tried to short gold. What are you doing, guys? What are you doing, man? There are some people who are long, and all the people who are long are in profit, right? So the people in long have got lucky and they're in profit. But there's most of the people are actually short. They've been trying to short. So you notice, there's that statistic that comes out, right? And I'll probably clip this and post this later, but there's the statistic that comes out that says 90% of traders fail. Yeah, because 90% of traders are doing stupid things, right? I mean, why would you short an uptrend and everyone's in loss here? Look at this. People in 700 pip drawdown here, right? 7,000 even pip drawdown. All right. And then on GJ here, we have people trying to long, a big move down just from not understanding simple market basics and structure. So now they're holding 300 pip drawdown average, right? So then you ask me, okay, why do people fail in this market? It's obvious why they fail in this market, because they're not doing logical things. You see that type of stuff. It's really funny. What's your trading strategy? What do you think about ICT, smart money concept, ICT concept? Do I prefer it? My trading concept is trading essentially price action of the markets. And what I think about SMC and ICT is that I have no opinion on them. I personally think it's a too much of a complex way to trade the markets. I think there's simpler way to trade the markets that could be better. I think it's more of a story than a method, but I don't see why it could not be profitable if back tested and proven, right? So I have nothing against it. It's just you asked for my opinion. That's my opinion on it. I think it's too overhyped, and if it was so good, we would see more people be profitable in the market, right? So you want to do what most of the people are not doing. Most of the people are trying to trade smart money concepts and ICT, because anytime I post a video on and this is showing you, right? Check this out. And today's live stream, man, I'm giving you all the insights, right, of becoming a trader and noticing trends. These trends is what's going to help you, right? If we go to my videos, check this out. If we look at a smart money video that I make, smart money versus price action, 3,000 views, all right? Liquidity, smart money liquidity versus price action, 1,900 views. If I make a video about price action, like a full course for free, only gets 2,400. Mixed bias, talking about bias, only gets 700. Counter trend trading, 700. Price action on gold, 400 views. Let's have a look. Trading zones, okay, 2.1. But you can see the trend. So most people are looking for smart money concepts, right? So if the majority are trading smart money concepts, right, then why wouldn't we see more traders be successful in the market, right? We should see that happen. We should see more people trade smart money. We should see more success in the markets. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing less. So there's a question. You have to start questioning what's going on. Always question, right? Here's a question. Hi, Harry. As you see on gold, structures heading down on the 1 hour and lower where the 4 hour daily is heading up. In this case, would you wait for structure to change, then buys? Like this, man. Definitely agree with that. And that makes completely sense. Yeah, I would wait. This is a support here already. I'd probably wait for a 30-minute to close support. But yes, if this 4 hour candle closes bullish here for New York, and if next candle breaks the high, you're looking in New York to take crazy buys towards the upside and potentially even extend this, right? But until that happens, we can't really do much, because for sells, we're at support. And for buys, we don't have a support made yet, right? So I agree with what you're saying and think it makes complete sense. Breakout and candle close continuation strategy, not at all. No, I think if you ask chat, for all the people in chat here are probably the guys who are showing up regular. Most of my trades are not actually breakout trades. They're trading structural positions, right? Sometimes the market, we have to trade breakouts, but I have very specific conditions of how to trade breakouts, right? So yeah, definitely not breakout and continuation. I would say my least profitable trading is breakout and continuation. So I want to avoid that as much as possible. That's why I always make, look, selling into 160 very risky, right? At, not into, at. Right, at 160 very risky. Need resistance below it. So I'm looking for structural positions below 160 here. Or I'm looking to sell to 160. But I need more information because there's nothing here that shows me how I can sell to 160. So it's different, man. It's different. I appreciate you guys' support on the stream today. We have like 30 likes here and 30 people viewing, so it shows me that you guys are. I appreciate that. Don't mind about the viewers. If I can just help one person, it's okay. That'll go up with time. We just need to. YouTube just needs to help me. It seems like everyone's a bit lazy today, but we chill out here and have vibes. You know, we're not gonna get crazy amount of people every day, and some days we are, and those days hopefully we can get them more, and more people can benefit from these streams because the info in here, really people would charge a lot of money to get talks like this and breakdowns, and no one on a stream looks at your pairs and is so interactive with chat. That's why I do it so early, right? So I can be super interactive with chat. Because when I'm in a trade, I really like to concentrate on my trade. Because I'm not trading a strategy. And you'll see a lot of streamers trade a strategy. Maybe they take a sell below here. But their stops, they're running like 40, 50 pip stops, right? Stops above the 1 hour high or something, right? Entering on lower time frame, they run these huge stops. They run a target like this, but they only close maybe 15 pips in profit. It's a perfect strategy, but it's a lot less stress-free when you're trading this type of strategy, right? Because when you have such a big stop loss, you know, you can concentrate on stream and all other things because there's a lot of time before you get things wrong. But for me, you know, I want to be, let's say I take this type of tighter entries, which I teach people, and whoever's worked with me knows these type of entries, right? You guys who worked with me, you guys know these type of entries, you know, set up 1, 2, 3, whatever it may be. But if we're taking this entry and running stops here, I teach all the people to have a type of management point in the trade. And you want to be watching what's going on at this moment. If you took a trade, what's the 5 minute doing? Is there any way we can look for a better entry? And I can't be explaining that at the same time on stream. It's too complicated because people are like, oh, why are you looking at the 5 minute? Why are you looking at this? And I need to just be there, right? Especially when you're risking a heavy amount per trade. You can't be like that. Joey says, keep on live streaming and soon you'll be popular soon. Great analysis, by the way. Cheers. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you showing up. Hope to see you in future streams. Me too. Usually London Open breakouts of Asian range happen. I learned to wait for price to pull back after in order to prevent fake out on the 50 minute. Yes, exactly, right? Same as yesterday. London Open 164. Man, we have to scroll all the way up. But you can see here London Open, right? 164. This was around London Open. London Open was right here, 12 o'clock. Breakout, fake out back in the range. Everyone gets messed up. But remember, when we were looking at buys yesterday, where did our buys come from? Our buys came from down here. Because we had our targets already, right? We knew exactly where we're going to buy. As my camera now switches off, as always, every stream, camera switches off. I forgot to charge it. I had a busy day. So I forgot to charge it, so it is my bad. But yeah, you see, breaks out here. Our buys would come from right here. This is where... So we're already in profits, right? And most people are trying to buy above here. That's why buys above, sells below strategy doesn't always work, right? Always running out of battery, my camera, and I have an option on my camera saying when plugged in, charge. Don't understand. So it's supposed to charge while it's plugged in. yeah, we have to see. I have to see how I can fix that camera. If you guys want me to fix up a camera, I'll fix up another camera, the bad camera, or we'll just chill without the camera for today. I'm not gonna be on too much longer anyways. There's nothing really much happening. Analysis is clear. Yeah, do people ask you for you to trade for them? Yes, they do ask me for me to trade for them. They do. I have had that question before. Hey man, can you trade for me? And I said trading my finances is enough work. To manage yours, no. And I don't trust the brokerage service that offer that type of trading. You know, if there was a copy trading brokerage that I could trust, there's a possibility. But my trading style, there would need to be like a setting where they can adjust risk to suit them, right? So I need to find somewhere. Somewhere which will accommodate that, right? Then maybe I can do something like that. But you know, it's not worth it. If most of these people are putting in, you know, let's say they put in $10,000 and they want to risk, not even, most of them will put in, let's say $5,000 or something, and they want to risk 1% per trade, you know? It's not much money, right? It's like $50 a trade. So if we split that, not making much. Just tell them my finances is enough to manage. And that's it. Maybe in the future I'll have something that accommodates that. That's what normally keeps them quiet. Once you say that, you know, you never want to let potential opportunities go to waste. So just say in the future, maybe I'll have a service that accommodates that. Anyone who's joining the stream can see this. Camera is down. We're 2 hours after London. Yes. Yeah, yesterday's move on GJ and gold, I would say, happened mainly with the unexpected fundamentals, but price is king anyways. For the first time in life, I saw gold and Dixie strength at the same time. Yeah, yesterday's on pound happened because of the sell-offs in GBP, right? We saw GBP profit taking, which caused price to go down. Very, very simple. So you can see how we're not breaking down heavy. That's why I said this 900 is a very key level here. If this 4 hour can close bullish and close deeply bullish, this looks alright, you know. This is the type of scenario we have now. This was bigger. It took some time to reverse. Right, you can see the day after that didn't do much, right? We kind of ranged. Then we tried to break up here. Not today, and then we go down. Just finished profit in AU. Nice one, man. Send it in the Discord. I'll have a look. We'll see what you did. See what you did. Drop it in the Discord. Have a look. Alright, so I'm probably going to wrap up the stream now. very slow day here. Not many people looking like they're bothered to trade, but I always enjoy having a quick morning chat with you guys. Plan for today, you know the selling plan, it's right up here. After seeing this here, I think there's a possibility we can maybe try some counter trend buys if we create breakouts above here and supports to test maybe back into these highs. There's a possibility with that. So I'll be watching that for counter trend, but that's counter trend, so it'll be slightly risky. If you're happy to take that risk, then potential counter trend buys above 160, 600, 670, something like that, right? Yeah, with that 30-minute will close above as well. And I think counter trend buys will make sense above there. So I'll be watching that, and we'll see if those play out. Buying right now from here, you need this candle to close bullish, preferably above 165, 534, and then probably you can see some more upside here. But at the moment now, it's a little bit risky. We're in a range, and yeah, is gold bullish? Yes, higher time frame is bullish on gold, and yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for. I think, those are the only options today after such a heavy move. Don't be surprised if we range all day, right? Don't be surprised. That can happen. But anyways, you guys have a good day, and I'll hopefully catch you very, very soon. Peace.